What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Of course, it's your girl cooking with Tammy, and tonight I'm going to show you how to make the most quickest, easiest smothered chicken potato casserole. You heard me right. Anyway, with that being said, let's get to cooking. First thing we have in our bowl is our chicken thighs. I'm working with about 1/4 pound of chicken thighs tonight, and that's all we're going to need. I'm going to teach you how to stretch what you have and make what you have work, okay? First thing we're going to do with our chicken thighs that's been cleaned and everything is add some oil to get the party started, of course. Reason why I'm adding the oil, just in case if you're new and you're tuning in, is because it's going to make the rub spread onto the chicken a lot easier. You know what I mean? And it's also going to help with the marination process as well, allowing those seasonings to seep into the chicken. All right, for that we have salt and ground black pepper. We have some paprika. This is just regular paprika. Garlic powder. Onion powder, of course, along with our chicken bouillon for that little extra amplified flavor. I'm also going to add some of my all-purpose Cooking with Tammy chicken seasoning. All right, we want boosted flavors around here. Gonna take our finger, mix it up really well, make sure everything is perfectly incorporated and combined. And once we're done, we're gonna take our seasoning and we're gonna add it to our chicken. When I tell you this seasoning combo right here smells good, what? This thing smells delicious. All right, let's get in there and massage the seasoning onto the chicken. You're gonna take a close look at the chicken and you're gonna be like, you know what, chicken, are you perfectly seasoned? And at that point in time, you're gonna make a determination and you're gonna be like, you know what, I need to add a little bit more. If the chicken doesn't look seasoned, 9 out of 10 is not perfectly seasoned. And to be honest with you, if you're gonna be using a lot of salted products, then don't worry about the chicken looking seasoned or unseasoned. You hear me? But in this scenario or this situation, I'm not using a lot of products that contain salt. All right, once we're done, we're gonna set that aside. We're gonna bring in our skillet, nice and hot, and we're gonna cook our chicken. Halfway through, of course, we're not gonna cook it all the way through simply because we're gonna be adding it to our casserole. And at that point in time, we're gonna cook the chicken until it reaches 165 degrees Fahrenheit. To our pan, we're gonna add a good drizzle of oil to get the party started. All right, once the oil is up to temperature, we're gonna add our chicken thighs to the pan and we are gonna lay them face down. We're gonna cook the chicken, as I mentioned, not all the way through, but until the chicken has a nice brown color going on. All right, a nice sear is what we need because towards the end, presentation is going to be everything. While our chicken is cooking, it'll be the perfect time for us to get started on our potatoes. For this particular recipe, I'm going to be using yellow potatoes. However, I'm going to list in the description bar area what other substitutes you could use if you don't have yellow potatoes. Now, here's the thing. If you also want to use, let's say, baby potatoes, that will work perfectly for this recipe as well. And we're going to be parboiling our potatoes for about 6 to 8 minutes, all right? What that just simply means is we're not cooking the potatoes all the way until they're fork tender, but we're cooking them enough in order to go into the oven and complete the cooking process without being smushy and soft. The other thing is, the reason why I opted for parboiling over roasting the potatoes is simple. When you roast the potatoes, you're going to get a nice crusty outer exterior. That's not what we're going for tonight because we're not going to be finishing off this dish with cheese. Usually when you're roasting the potatoes, you see that I would make the casseroles, add some cheese towards the end, and so on and so forth. But when you parboil the potatoes and you place them in the oven and you add the gravy and everything else, it allows the potato to pick up all of that delicious gravy, moisture, and deliciousness. After about 2 to 3 minutes, gonna flip our chicken over. Gorgeous. All right. We're gonna allow it to go for about another 1.5 minutes on the other side. Let's remove our chicken from the pan. This is so pretty. All right. So all of this goodness that we have going on here in this pan. Let's add some butter. The reason why we're gonna be adding butter to the oil is simple. Two things, right? We want our onions to have a nice caramelized flavor. So that's one reason. Also, the butter wouldn't be able to stand alone in the pan without adding the oil. So the oil is going to create that balance to prevent the butter from burning, considering that it has a higher smoke point, okay? And that's just basically it. We have our onions in the pan. We're going to allow our onions to cook for about maybe 5 to 6 minutes. And it also depends on the level of heat that you're going to be using. If you're cooking on medium heat versus high heat, obviously somebody who's cooking on high heat will be finished a lot faster. But nevertheless, we're going to cook these onions down until they release their natural sugars and pretty much caramelize. Let's incorporate our finely chopped garlic. I'm adding it last to the party because I don't want it to burn. Allow all of those aromatics to be released. After about 30 seconds, we're going to add our all-purpose flour because we're going to create a gravy with all of this goodness. When I tell you it's going to be smooth, this thing going to be good. Let's cook those onions down for about a good 30 seconds because we want our gravy to be rich, luscious, and delicious. We don't want to be tasting flour. That's not cool whatsoever. You know what? Let's add a little pinch of our leftover seasoning. Give it just a hint of flavor as well. Let's go ahead and add our chicken broth. Stir it on in. Okay, perfect. Let's add some Worcestershire sauce. A couple tablespoons. Followed by our fresh thyme leaf. Boom. There you go. And that's it, my loves. We're going to lower the flame, allow it to come to a slow simmer. And we're going to allow our sauce to thicken up just a bit before we turn it off as well. Our sauce has definitely thickened up. However, I'm not going to reduce it anymore. I want it to be thick, yes, but not all the way thickened. Because while it's in the oven, it's going to thicken up even more. All right, here's the thing. I love the color of this sauce, but I want it to stand out even more. So I'm going to add your favorite brand of browning sauce. Okay, let's brown things up just a little bit. I want this sauce to stand out as much as possible. And when you're using any type of browning, you want to add just a small amount. A little bit goes a far way, as you can see. All right, we're going to go ahead and turn the stovetop off. All right, we're going to bring our potatoes back in. Now, I don't know about you, but I love buttery potatoes, okay? So let's go in and add some melted butter. That's going to bring some extra flavor. Let's add our chicken. This is so pretty. I'm super excited right now. Don't you dare let this go to waste, otherwise we're gonna have problems. And we're gonna go in with our smothered gravy. And we're gonna add it to the mix along with our beautiful caramelized onions. And yeah, it looks like a lot of gravy, right? That's because it is, and it's all good. We want our potatoes to pick up all of the flavor. And the great thing about it is it's gonna thicken up even more once we place it in the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Covered, of course, for about 35 minutes. As you can see, we have a little gravy spill on the casserole dish. You wanna make sure you clean it up because once you place it in the oven, you don't want it to drip down onto the grill and then start smoking. And it's just something, I don't know about you, but I know for me, something about when that smoke alarm goes off. It's like, it kind of feels like it just ruins everything because now you have to figure out a way how to shut it off and listen. So just make sure you keep your casserole dish nice and clean so you don't have to go through that situation. It's been 35 minutes so far, so we're going to remove the aluminum foil. Be careful, it's really, really hot. Okay, what do you think so far? We're going to keep the temperature at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to place it back into the oven for an additional 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to add some chopped parsley to the top. Wow, chicken cooked all the way through. It's perfect. All right, got some onions, potatoes, smothered gravy. Let's go. This has Sunday dinner written all over it. When I tell you this is delicious, woo! This is good. Make this for any occasion. Make this, like I said, on a Sunday, weekend dinner, or even a church potluck. It doesn't matter. This is absolutely phenomenally delicious. I said yes. Anyway, my loves, cookingwithtammy.shop for all of your seasonings. If you're looking for this delicious recipe, scroll down to the bottom of the video. You're going to see the word more, M-O-R-E. You're going to click on that, and a drop-down box is going to be displayed with full recipe details. And with all of that being said, I will definitely catch you guys in another video. Yes, I'm rushing to get off camera because I'm ready to eat. Smothered chicken potato casserole, here I come. Talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.